The Nevi Yosef Community Centre for Informal Education, Culture and Sports is the largest in northern Israel and is a leading model for community development, serving mainly the low socio-economic population living in eastern Haifa. Over the years, our community centre has become a gatekeeper against social and cultural alienation, acts as a protective mechanism against educational exclusion, and provides a meeting place for the multicultural communities in the area. All activities within our centre are guided by one concept: to show the local residents that self-development, learning and education is the way to a better future. To this aim, our staff develops innovative learning programs, educational activities and social events, giving everyone a better quality of life. We will show you 6 success stories of people, local residents, who have reached significant achievements because of their involvement with the Nevi Yosef Community Centre. Tarakin Adago, 19, is one of the 10 most promising young runners in Israel today. He immigrated to Israel from Ethiopia with his family in August 2000, and after 3 years in an absorption centre for new immigrants, he came to live in the Nevi Yosef neighbourhood. On coming to the community centre at the age of 9, his athletic talents were immediately recognised by the staff, who urged him to train for competitive sports.
If it was studies, if it was sport or socially, any area, I felt that the Nevi Yosef Community Center was there for me. I came to the community center for help to prepare homework. They helped me in the junior high school and then in high school with my final exams. I finished school with high grades in all the exams, and I am proud of them. It was because of the Learning Center. Competing in competitions abroad, the community center believed in me and found funds for the travel.
Orian Azran, 23, is now a student of Economics and Business Administration, studying at Haifa University. At the age of 15, she came to Nevi Yosef Learning Center, aiming for high grades in her final high school exams. But tragedy struck. For 3 years, Orian had to deal with the horror of her mother's cancer, unsuccessful surgery, and sudden death. However, with the support of our staff and teachers, she has achieved her original goal: to study for a first degree.
At the moment I thought, that's it. My life is finished. There's no reason to live. Simply nothing. I did not want to continue my studies. It was very, very difficult for me. I failed in my exams, and at that moment my family came into the picture. My father told me I could not continue like this, that I should get help even if it was hard for me. And truly, I went to the Learning Center. I studied maths and English, and my grades improved. At the end, my final exams, I received 99% for math, and I did not think I would do that in my life. And in English, I received 85%. Today, I'm on the other side. I come to help children who are like I was. Their chances are less good. I help them, give them my knowledge in maths, English, and other subjects. In exchange for the hours I invest in the community center, I received a scholarship to support me during the first 6 months of studies for my degree. I hope to continue in the Learning Center next year to show the children there's a chance to get to higher places, even to academic studies.
Effie Gabro, 25, is today an instructor on the prestigious officers training course of the Israeli Defense Courses. He immigrated to Israel from Ethiopia at the end of 1994. Following 3 years living in an immigrant caravan site in Haifa, he came with his family to the neighborhood of Nevi Yosef. The staff of the community center showed him the educational options open to him, encouraging his values and love of Israel.
My second home was the Nevi Yosef Community Center. Always I came to the community center if I needed something. During the period when I was a child, there was not much to do, and if there was something, it was always in a negative direction. The community center showed me a light of hope. At least for me, there was this option, that I can succeed. One decision that dominated my life was when I finished junior high school. They decided to take 3 or 4 kids from the neighborhood and give them an opportunity to learn at a prestigious high school, a place where we could not get to by ourselves, by our own efforts. In the summer holiday, the community center sent the local kids on a trip to learn to love the country. We met people from the army, and we even visited army bases and learned self-defense. That was the first time I was exposed to the army. I understood that in order to be a part of Israeli society, I had to contribute. I shall soon start studying for my first degree, financed by the army. And when I finish studying, I plan to continue a military career. I learned that I can work and contribute.
Miriam Manshirov, 23, is a student of economics and accounting, studying at the Rupin College. She immigrated to Israel from the Caucasian mountains in the former Soviet Union at the age of 5. Her Caucasian community places great emphasis on women's modesty, preferring them to live submissive lifestyles, differing greatly from the norms of modern Israeli society. Today, Miriam credits the Nevi Yosef Community Center with changing her worldview and strengthening her belief that she can make a success of her life.
My Caucasian community is a weak community. It does not integrate with others in this country. Most of the youth do not finish school, do not take their final exams. The girls marry young. Women are housewives. They are supposed to be with the children. Women do not study for careers. I participated in the Tali project for children from Caucasian mountains. It gave me access to students, teachers, help with homework. It helped me with the final exams in junior and high school. Really, I do not know how I would have managed without them, because it is very easy to give up. Community center looked after me, and that caused me to look at life differently. I credit most of my success to the community center because of the help I received. That was very important. I found out that I can succeed and understand, and so I decided to take a step further, to go in the direction of academia and education.
Itzik Masri, 29, has a BA in education and is the director and teaches in the homework division of the Learning Center in the Nevi Yosef Community Center. He overcame a very difficult childhood when his father, the sole breadwinner, had a serious injury. Due to the father's inability to work, the family had to live under difficult economic hardship, even suffering lack of food. Under these circumstances, his studies deteriorated and he went onto the streets until he became involved in activities in the Nevi Yosef Community Center.
I came to the community center in 3rd grade. I had learning disabilities, so I arrived in the learning center. They helped me in different subjects, mainly maths and English. Perhaps, without the support of the learning center, I would not have done what I have achieved. Of course, I finished school with high grades in all the final exams. After finishing the army, I obtained my first degree in education, and now I am a teacher in the Learning Center, the same place where I grew up. Truly, the community center contributed to my success. Today, it is my turn to help. I am developing. I help the pupils, preparing them for their final exams. Of course, I make sure that the local kids use the Learning Center. This year, the community center gave me a scholarship to study for the second degree in educational management.
Mimi Damsa, 25, is now a criminal lawyer. She immigrated to Israel from Ethiopia after a grueling journey, arriving alone at the age of 12. After a short period at school, she went to live with her grandmother. But language difficulties and adapting to a foreign country forced her to look for a place that would support and help her to succeed in Israel, the community center of Neve Yosef.
There is a big Ethiopian community in the neighborhood, and many young people do not have the possibility to get further education. Many families do not have basic modern technology at home. We came from the third world without money, and it is impossible to progress in Israeli society without higher education. The economical situation of the Ethiopian community in Israel is difficult. Many children simply deteriorate into a life of crime. I am sad about it. If the community center had enough resources, these children could progress and go far. They could do it on their own and not depend on the government.
Six success stories, but in Eastern Haifa, we can change the lives of many more people. Our staff at the Neve Yosef Community Center gives their best to the community, but now we need to grow, change, and adapt to the new needs of the population we serve. This is why it's necessary to renovate the old building of the community center. The plan is to remodel all the 5 floors of the building to include a music teaching center, a kindergarten for children of working mothers, library, afternoon activity clubs, learning and homework centers, classrooms, and renewal of the auditorium with better acoustics and seating. In addition, as the building is the social focal point of the neighborhood and surrounding communities, new sitting areas need to be added inside and outside for the many people who use the facilities of the community center. The renovated building will allow us to upgrade the assistance we give to the local population, 37,000 residents, and to improve our standard of social activities and educational services, giving us more space to bring in more people from our outreach work in all of Eastern Haifa. A spacious, pleasant, and friendly environment designed for the 21st century will significantly improve the quality of life for all the residents, particularly the new generation, and we hope, with your help, to achieve our vision.